Hey guys, it's John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, coming at you tonight, June 9th. Great to be with you. If you're new, notice the QR code at that top right. Just take your phone and use it to scan that QR code. It'll direct you over to my link tree with lots of great free information to help you become a better version of yourself and help other people become better versions of themselves as well. Great to be with you. And thank you so much for coming. Every single day we have a subtopic based on the master topic of the entire week. And if you're coming back, well, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and associates. It's wonderful to have you here supporting me. And hopefully, many of the new people joining us will be just like you guys, watching and following me all the time. So great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. And let's give you that master topic of the week, shall we? That is how to see the trees and not just the forest, series episode 6. So, when we're talking about this, the important thing is a lot of people will do something and then they miss something. I'll give you a perfect example. Maybe you're creating something. It could be a song, it could be a book, it could be a poem, whatever. And maybe it's a graphic design and you do something and it just doesn't seem like it's finished. But if you just sit at the computer or you just keep doing it, you're going to keep looking at the tree and not the entire forest. So, a couple things you can do is to actually step aside. I've said, get a glass of water, go have a piece of fruit, take a walk. But here's another situation. I tried out a brand new recipe the other day. I made banana bread bites, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I mean, I tasted it, seemed good, but I wanted to get the opinion of somebody else because if I just was sampling it myself, I'd be looking at the trees and not the entire forest. So I went to one of my neighbors and said, "Hey, would you give me your honest opinion?" They said, "You want our honest opinion?" I said, "Yes, I want your honest opinion. What do you think?" "Okay, no problem." I said, "Pretty good. It's good." Their friend, try it. Pretty good. Talk to my daughter. She's the connoisseur. She's like, "It's good." How? And I let my husband try. It's good. It's really good. So what I did was I made myself vulnerable and I opened myself up to get people's feedback. Maybe I needed, because I said, does it need more banana? Does it need less banana? No, no, it's perfect. How's the sugar? It's great. It's good. It's just right. And they said, no, you got a winner here. And I think a lot of times, we all want the win. Let's be honest about that. However, we're not always willing to do what it takes, either because A, we're lazy, B, we're in a rush to get that profit, and we just don't put in the time, the effort, and the creativity that we need to create a masterpiece. A friend of mine on my birthday this past year in February gave me a pen in a very nice box, and it said my name on it, and it says, "Make your life a masterpiece." So everything you create, ladies and gentlemen, should be a masterpiece, right? We shouldn't just rush something because we can. Because when we put the time into something, it really has a whole different meaning. It takes on a different purpose, a new dynamic. And so a lot of people in our world say, you know what, John, I want something quick. I want something that'll happen now. But when they do that, they're oftentimes disappointed because, oh, I didn't realize I misspelled that, or I didn't realize that I forgot that word, or I didn't realize that, the dogs were actually above the grass and not in the grass, or I didn't realize that that font looked bad, or I didn't realize that banana bread pudding, let's say you're making that, was too sweet or whatever. Because this happens a lot also in software development. I know because I've learned from this in many, many years. I've always wanted to create software that's what I want, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But if I'm creating software and wanting to sell it, I have to realize that I have to be open to the tree and all the trees in the forest. Thus, it's important that I get a sample, and I understand that sometimes what I want is not what other people want. So I have to get a true consensus of what do people want, what's important to them. I mean, having a sorting function that automatically, like, is able to find things by 2 letters that might not be important to some people. I'm just giving you these for instance. That's not exactly it. But so when we learn to look at the trees and the forest, we improve our lives. How else do you do this? So I said you could ask someone else. That's another way that you can look at the trees and the forest. Another way is to take a break, right? All right. Another thing that you can do to, let's say, look at the trees and look at the forest, is to approach it from a different angle. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're writing a book and you believe this book should be very technical and and it's not flowing for whatever reason. Put the book down, come back, and start it from another perspective. Take it from the angle of maybe being playful, being creative. You see, I think what happens is we get these notions that we want to do something, and I think that's fantastic. However, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And when we learn to be creative, that's when the magic happens. I have an amazing movie on John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. When I started doing letters of the day and I did I, and I said, we want to use our imagination. Now we don't use letters anymore. And I think everybody wants that magic bullet in their life. There's no magic bullet. But what there is the ability for you to focus and for you to stay laser pointed to your goal. But when you get too laser focused, you miss some of the things that are important to your goal. And you might say, well, John, that's impossible. I just gave you an example about baking, right? How many times you make something and it's good, but well, if I would have taken such and such feedback, maybe I would have put more cinnamon, more this or more that, because I could have taken people's feedback. A lot of times I'll start with a recipe and then I'll be like, yeah, I don't agree with that recipe, or that is too much sugar. And I'll doctor it, I'll change it. But I'll get some ideas of what general ingredients are. But then I'll change them around so it's my own recipe. And I think the idea about being playful, about being creative, it has this ability to transform us from where we are today to where we want to be tomorrow. Another great way to look at the trees and the forest is to become grateful for everything you have right now, as well as being grateful for everything that you will get. That's pretty cool. Now, let's say that you are the captain of a team, sports team. Maybe you're in your grammar school, your high school, your college, and you have to pick people to be on your team. And you might say, gee, I only want to pick the popular kids. Well, that would be discrimination, number one. But number two, it would be looking at the tree and not the trees or the forest. What do you mean? Well, Joey's not really that popular, and Michael always reads books, and I don't know. You're already putting a disposition on someone before you even had a chance. You've already looked at a book, and we always say don't judge a book by its cover. You should never judge, but you definitely can't judge just by what somebody says. Maybe that person is actually a good person that plays athletics. But because you put these thoughts in your head, or other people put them in your head, you're like, I guess that's the way it should be. But that's not how it should be. Many times people in life don't ever get close to the field goal because of what someone else said. So another point for tonight, if you want to look at the trees and look at the forest and look at the trees individually, don't take what somebody tells you as fact. It's okay to consider what they say as part of your equation, but don't take what they tell you to be the gospel, okay? Or to be your Bible, or to be your law, because it's not. It's the world according to Mike, the world according to John, the world according to Bob. If you understand that the world is a dynamically changing place, that's when you'll really appreciate it. Hey, Kenny, how are you? Great to see you here. Exactly. We don't want to put people in boxes. So, you know, discrimination. Many of you may know that I have this very strict rule in all the groups, everything I do. It's called basically stigma free. And that's no discrimination for race, religion, sexual orientation, color, creed. Because when we do that, like Kenny was saying, we put people in boxes, we alienate ourselves and we give up the potential for connecting with someone that might be pretty awesome. This even goes for dating. Maybe you're looking for somebody that's tall. Maybe you're looking for somebody that's short, or maybe you're looking for somebody that's like this or like that and all these characteristics, but you're not open to the possibility that being short or being this might be okay. I think these things get put in our mind because of our parents, because of our friends. Well, you don't want to date a tall guy. You don't want to date a talker. You don't want to date somebody. You don't want to. You have to understand that people say things and they're guides, right? Let's think of it like a potentiometer. Many of you watch TV or you listen to music on your iPhone and whatnot. And so when you do that, there's a potentiometer to raise and lower the volume, right? On the iPhone, it's actually on the side, right? And potentiometer is just a little dial, but the same concept, we're using buttons to go up and down. Your thermostat has the ability to go lower and go higher. When we can start to assimilate the different degrees and what that means to us in life, it's like night and day. But don't take my word for it. Start out with something and just say to yourself, what can I change about that to make it slightly different? Can I change the color? Can I change the baseline? Can I change the location that I'm giving it from? Can I change the color? Can I change the attitude that I have? Can I change the image that I'm trying to put in someone's head? Can I? If I can, now it's like you're reliving this with a whole bit of new information, and thus you're going to become so creative. You see, you have so much potential inside you that's bottled up, and that people just they don't uncork. And then when they're desperate, they uncork it, and so much comes out like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it. I can't handle all that creativity. Digest it slowly, right? If you have a glass of wine or you have a beer, you don't just go the whole thing down. I hope you don't. You savor it. And I know one of the ways I was taught to drink wine many years ago is you take the wine, whether it's a Pinot Grigio, whether it's a Sauvignon Blanc, or whether it's a Prosecco, which is not a wine, but it's a cross between the wine and basically champagne. And before you drink it, you hold at it, you look at it, you admire it. You maybe you do like this a little bit, and then you kind of pull up your nose, smell it, and then you sip it by holding the stem, not the glass. And so those things get me to look at the trees, and the forest, because I'm not just trying to do one thing. And then when you pair it with food, it really changes. Thank you for that thumbs up. Really appreciate that. So I believe that people want to be different, but they're scared. They don't know how to be different. So when we talk about the trees and we talk about the forest and the tree, how can you be a little bit different than you are right now? How can you look at something? So let's say you're looking at something from first person, right? Look at it from second person. Look at it from third person. Look at these different things. Savor the flavor. Oh, I love your comment here. Savor the flavor of the awesomeness and the delightful, scrumptiously, deliciously tasty, good wine. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm assuming from the picture you like the red wine. Is that correct, Kenny? So I think life is meant to be enjoyed and savored, just like a good glass of wine or champagne or Prosecco. So when we can savor our life, like if you have a good piece of filet mignon or a good piece of chicken or whatever you like, you don't want to just cut it and just. I know that's funny, but I remember when I was younger, it was like, well, who could eat the fastest? And then as I get older, I'm like, wait a minute. I need to start enjoying life. Enjoying life from the whole premise that life is amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. But so many people get caught up in the fact that, well, it's not right. Why isn't it right? It's not right because of one viewpoint. You've got to look at things from multiple viewpoints. Wet and sweet, not dry and bitter. Yes, yes, yes. I don't like them dry. I don't like them bitter. I like it to have a little bit of a fruity taste, not too much. Just a slight hint is always great. When you have a wine or you have something that can be paired or a meal that can complement each other, it's amazing how when you pick a wine, and I learned this a while back, when you start to have your food and you savor your food, because when you savor your food, a couple of things happen. One, you actually you're going to eat slower, number one. But number two, you're going to be healthier. You're actually going to gain less weight because you're going to fully digest your food. And number three, you're going to enjoy your food more, and it's going to have a different taste, a different body. Pretty cool, right? I mean, I think that's just like amazing. So not only can you mix and match things to get different viewpoints, you can find so many different ways to look at what you're doing. If you're starting a new business, by the way, check out my brand new playlist on John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur, which is JCM Academy. And about a week or two ago, we talked about how to start a business. But not to go on a tangent here. When you can start to savor the flavor of life, whether that's in challenges, whether that's in successes, your mind and your body is going to crave more of it. All right. I'm going to give you a real trick right now. I usually don't give you tricks. I've got a $5 bill on me. Okay, it doesn't matter if I'm a 5, a 10, a 20. I'm going to share something with you really cool. So take your $5 bill, right? Look at the $5 bill. Be very grateful for the $5 bill. You might say, well, John, it's only a $5 bill. That's looking at the tree. Let's look at the trees. This $5 bill has infinite possibilities. All right, I'm looking at the $5 bill. I can see the serial number on it. I can see the front. It says here, Federal Reserve note, United States of America. It has $5. It has a good old Abe Lincoln's picture on the bill. The back, we can see here, has 5. It has the picture that we know. In God we trust. Has $5. Has the 555. And then the last 5, if you notice, is kind of that big 5 in a purple color. And they did that to prevent counterfeiting. And so also you can feel the paper. How does it feel? It feels really cool. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take whatever bill it is. I want you to take the bill, and I want you to smell it. Watch this. Exhale and say this. I am one in abundance with money. Do it again. Exhale. I am one in abundance with money. I am one in abundance with money. Now, I got to tell you something. If you are having any problems with it, like, oh, I don't like the smell, I don't like this, get over that. Because you see, that aversion is keeping you in the tree and not getting to expand the forest. You see, having abundance comes from a mindset of looking at the whole world, the tree, the trees, and the forest. Too many people look at this, John, it's only $5. I have to tell you something. Whether you have $1, $5, $10, $50, $100, doesn't matter. When you start being grateful for this bill that you have on you, okay? And what I want you to do right now, if you're saying to me, John, money is scarce, well, let's drop that mindset. Let's go get a fresh, crisp $5 bill from the ATM, from your bank. And I want you to put this in your pocket. Just fold it up like so. And a couple times a day, maybe every few hours, take that bill out. I'm going to do it one more time so you get the exercise. This is really powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Take the bill. Okay, looking at it, smell it. Exhale. I am one in abundance with money. Do it again. Smells good. Exhale. I am one in abundance with money. One more time. Exhale. I am one in abundance with money. Now, this sounds crazy, but your mind loves to play games, especially games that you win. When you treat life as a game, I'm not saying to take it foolishly or to play it like it doesn't matter. I'm saying to have fun with life. Okay, I'm not saying to squander. I'm saying to have fun. Play. Because when you play, things come to you. I mean, I think that's just pretty amazing. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. You know, it's been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this evening, as it is every single evening that I'm on air with you guys. And I would really love it if, first of all, I want you to do one thing. I'd like you to notice something that's really important, which is to live the feeling of the wish fulfilled by Neville Goddard. Really powerful. Go ahead and comment below. Does this resonate with you? Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Then go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space Morley Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for the key phrase under any one of my videos. Help keep our content free. And then make the choice to click on that link below to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful for those pennies, those dollars and investments, even for watermelon or sandwiches, whatever. We'll invest into new technology, new equipment, new software, new staff, new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational, powerful content to get you looking at the tree, the trees, the forest, and get you to understand that life is worth living. That the possibilities, when you start to open up, when you start to believe, like my hat says, believe and achieve, believemeachieve.com, right? This is positively infectious, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to keep doing it. The more you keep doing it, the more your reticular activating system is going to say, hey, wait a minute. Money is coming in my life. I got to find more ways to show John money's coming in my life, or whatever, whoever you are. That is the magic. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this. Tomorrow, we're going to sum all this up on June 10th, but I hope that this has been an amazing week. I know I've had an amazing time. But remember to live the feeling of the wish fulfilled, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? I'm actually going to see you guys tomorrow night for episode number 7, and we will wrap this whole entire master topic up for the week. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Remember to live the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Smell your money, and when you exhale, go ahead and say, I am one abundance with money. Try that for 7 days and tell me that that does not make you feel more abundant and bring money in your life. And you might say, John, but I don't have the money in my wallet. I don't care. Don't spend that $5. I want you to keep that $5 or that $1 or whatever it is. And I want you to realize that abundance comes from within. When you're abundant inside your body, abundance starts to show up outside your body. I thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy, and feel free to watch this over and over again. Take care, everyone.